Let's travel back in time to meet the Nabataeans, a fascinating ancient civilization. They were an ancient people who lived in the deserts of the Middle East, thriving in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Imagine them becoming a powerful force between the 4th and 2nd centuries BC, known for their amazing trading skills and strategic acumen. They were like the experts of their time, controlling important trade routes that connected Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean, facilitating the exchange of goods and culture. Think of the valuable goods they transported: spices, incense, and myrrh, items that were highly sought after and essential for various rituals and daily life. These goods were super popular in the ancient world, making the Nabataeans incredibly influential and wealthy. This trade made them very wealthy, allowing them to build impressive cities and monuments, the most famous being Petra, carved into the cliffs. The Nabataeans were also skilled negotiators, adept at keeping peace with different empires and ensuring the safety of their trade routes. This made them important players in the region's trade, acting as intermediaries between various cultures and economies. Even today, historians and archaeologists are fascinated by their legacy as desert traders, uncovering new insights into their sophisticated society and enduring influence. The beginnings of the Nabataeans are still a bit of a mystery. Their early history is shrouded in the sands of time, leaving much to the imagination and the diligent work of archaeologists. Scholars, who are like history detectives, believe they were a nomadic Arab people who journeyed from the Arabian Peninsula around the 6th century BC. These scholars piece together clues from ancient texts and artifacts to form a picture of the Nabataeans' early days. They settled in what we now know as Jordan, southern Syria, and northwestern Saudi Arabia. This region, with its rugged terrain and strategic location, became the heart of their civilization. Living in this tough desert environment shaped their culture, making them experts at saving water. The harsh conditions of the desert demanded ingenuity and resilience, qualities that the Nabataeans possessed in abundance. They came up with clever ways to collect and store water, which helped them thrive in this unforgiving landscape. Their advanced water management systems, including cisterns and rock-cut channels, were marvels of engineering. The name Nabataean might come from the Arabic word nabat, meaning to spring up or grow, which makes sense considering how they flourished in a dry environment. Their ability to adapt and grow in such a harsh climate is a testament to their resourcefulness. The Nabataeans left behind a rich cultural legacy, and their impact on the region is still visible today. From the majestic ruins of Petra to the ancient inscriptions that tell their story, the Nabataeans continue to captivate our imagination and inspire awe. The Nabataeans were known for their advanced and fair society. Unlike many ancient civilizations, they didn't believe in slavery. They believed in working together and sharing responsibility, valuing equality and fairness. The Nabataeans were ruled by a royal family, but their system wasn't like a monarchy where the king has absolute power. The king had advisors and a council to give him advice, which suggests a kind of democracy in their government. This focus on justice and collaboration made them successful, creating a strong sense of community. It helped them manage their trade networks and maintain stability for centuries. Their societal structure shows us their progressive values. The Nabataeans believed in many gods and goddesses, often connected to nature. They respected the power of the sun, mountains and water. Dushara, the god of the mountains, was their main god, and they also worshipped Alat, a goddess of fertility and prosperity. The Nabataeans included elements of other cultures in their religious practices, reflecting their interactions with different civilizations through trade. They considered certain places sacred, building impressive temples and high places for worship. These structures, often carved directly into sandstone cliffs, show off their amazing architectural skills. Their religious beliefs played a big part in their culture and art. The Nabataean kingdom was in a very strategic location, nestled in the heart of the ancient world. They lived in a region that is now Jordan, southern Syria, and parts of Saudi Arabia, a vast and diverse landscape that offered both challenges and opportunities. Their territory included important trade routes, which were the lifeblood of their economy and culture. These routes crossed the Arabian Peninsula and connected to the Mediterranean Sea, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas and cultures. This strategic location was really important for their economic success, allowing them to become a central hub in the ancient world. It allowed them to control the flow of goods between the East and the West, making them indispensable to traders and merchants. The Nabataeans were skilled diplomats, adept at negotiating and maintaining alliances. They maintained peaceful relationships with their neighbours, ensuring stability and prosperity within their borders. This allowed them to focus on trade and development, building a robust economy and sophisticated infrastructure. They built a network of impressive cities, with Petra being the crown jewel, showcasing their architectural prowess. These cities thrived as centres of commerce and culture, attracting people from all over the ancient world. Their ability to thrive in a challenging environment is a testament to their adaptability and ingenuity, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire to this day. The Nabataeans were masters of trade. They dominated the lucrative incense route. This route brought frankincense, myrrh and spices from southern Arabia to the Mediterranean. These commodities were highly prized in the ancient world. They were used in religious ceremonies, perfumes and medicines. The Nabataeans transported these goods across vast deserts using camel caravans. Their knowledge of the desert and its oases was unparalleled. They developed sophisticated systems for navigation and water conservation. This allowed them to cross vast distances and endure harsh conditions. Their control of the incense route brought them immense wealth and influence. They became key players in the ancient world's economy. The Nabataeans are perhaps best known for their capital city, Petra. This magnificent city, located in Jordan, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Petra is renowned for its awe-inspiring rock-cut architecture. The city is carved directly into towering sandstone cliffs. The most iconic structure in Petra is the treasury. This elaborate facade, carved into the cliff face, is a testament to the Nabataeans' architectural genius. It served as a royal tomb. Petra was more than just a city. It was a symbol of Nabataean wealth and power. It showcased their mastery of engineering and art. The Nabataeans lived in a complex geopolitical landscape. They interacted with powerful empires like the Ptolemies of Egypt and the Seleucids of Syria. The Nabataeans were skilled diplomats. They formed alliances and negotiated their independence. They successfully defended their territory against invasions. They demonstrated their military prowess. In 106 AD, the Roman Empire annexed the Nabataean kingdom. Petra became part of the Roman province of Arabia Petrea. Despite Roman rule, the Nabataeans' cultural influence persisted. Their architectural style continued to flourish. The Nabataean kingdom may have fallen to the Romans. However, their legacy continues to resonate today. Their impressive architectural achievements, particularly Petra, continue to inspire awe and wonder. Their innovative water management systems are still studied by modern engineers. The Nabataeans made significant contributions to art, language and culture. They developed a distinctive script. This script influenced the development of the Arabic alphabet. Their artistic motifs, blending Eastern and Western influences, reflect their cosmopolitan nature. The Nabataeans were a remarkable civilization. They thrived in a challenging environment. They built a prosperous kingdom on trade and innovation. Their story is a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. Their legacy continues to enrich our understanding of the ancient world. Deep in the heart of Nubia, where the Nile River flows through the sands of time, lies a land steeped in history and mystery. This ancient region with its vast deserts and fertile riverbanks has been a cradle of civilization for millennia. Here stand the colossal temples of Abu Simbel, a marvel of ancient engineering and artistry. These towering monuments, carved directly into the sandstone cliffs, are guarded by four colossal statues of Ramesses II. Each statue, with its intricate details and imposing presence, tells the story of a time when pharaohs ruled with divine authority. Their imposing figures, each reaching over 65 feet in height, have captivated travelers and explorers for centuries. These statues are not just stone carvings, they are a testament to the grandeur and ambition of ancient Egypt. Abu Simbel is more than just a temple complex. It's a testament to the power and ambition of one of ancient Egypt's most celebrated pharaohs. The walls of the temples are adorned with intricate hieroglyphics and carvings that depict the might and achievements of Ramesses II. The temple's location was strategically chosen. Nestled on the border between Egypt and Nubia, it served as a sentinel, watching over the lands and resources that were vital to the kingdom's prosperity. It sits on the border between Egypt and Nubia, a region rich in gold and other resources. The Nile River, flowing serenely nearby, was a lifeline, providing water, transportation and sustenance to the people of this ancient land. The imposing facade served as a powerful statement to any who dared to enter Egypt's southern frontier. It was a declaration of strength and a warning to potential invaders. It declared the might and authority of Ramesses II, reminding all of his dominion over these lands. The inscriptions and carvings are not just decorative, they are a chronicle of a ruler's legacy, etched in stone for eternity. As the sun sets over Abu Simbel, casting long shadows over the statues, one can't help but feel a sense of awe. The guardians of Nubia stand as silent sentinels, watching over the land and its people, a reminder of a glorious past that continues to inspire and captivate. Under the starlit sky, the temples of Abu Simbel come alive with a mystical glow. The guardians of Nubia, bathed in the soft light, seem almost ethereal, as if whispering the secrets of the ages to those who listen. Visitors from around the world come to witness this marvel, their faces reflecting the wonder and admiration that these ancient guardians inspire. The legacy of Ramesses II and the grandeur of Abu Simbel continue to leave an indelible mark on all who behold them. Ramesses II, who reigned from 1279 to 1213 BC, is considered one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs. His reign was marked by ambitious building projects, military campaigns, and a flourishing of art and culture. Abu Simbel, his most impressive architectural achievement, was intended to immortalize his legacy and honor the gods of ancient Egypt. Over time, the sands of the desert swallowed Abu Simbel. The temples lay forgotten for centuries, their existence known only through local legends. Then, in 1813, Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt stumbled upon the site. He was captivated by the sight of the colossal statues peeking out from beneath the sand. a monumental rescue, the Great Relocation. In the 1960s, the construction of the Aswan High Dam posed a significant threat to Abu Simbel. The rising waters of Lake Nasser, the reservoir created by the dam, would have submerged the temples entirely.
To save this ancient wonder, UNESCO launched an unprecedented international rescue operation. The temples were carefully cut into massive blocks, each weighing between 20 and 30 tons. These blocks were then transported and reassembled on higher ground 200 feet above the original site.
The relocation was a remarkable feat of engineering and international cooperation, ensuring the preservation of Abu Simbel for generations to come. The temples of Abu Simbel are not just architectural marvels, they are a testament to the grandeur and ambition of ancient Egyptian civilization. Nestled on the western bank of Lake Nasser, these temples have stood the test of time, witnessing the rise and fall of empires. Abu Simbel consists of two temples. These monumental structures were originally carved out of the mountainside during the reign of Pharaoh Ramesses II in the 13th century BC. They were intended to demonstrate the power and divine nature of the pharaoh. The larger temple, the Great Temple, is dedicated to Ramesses II himself, as well as the gods Amun, Ra-Horakhti and Ptah. The facade of the Great Temple is dominated by four colossal statues of Ramesses II, each standing over 20 meters tall, gazing out across the desert. The interior is a labyrinth of halls and chambers adorned with intricate reliefs and towering statues. These halls were designed to impress and inspire awe, with every surface covered in detailed carvings that tell the story of Ramesses II's reign and his divine right to rule.
The small temple, is dedicated to Ramesses II's beloved wife, Queen Nefertari, and the goddess Hathor. This temple is equally impressive, with its own set of statues and carvings that celebrate the queen's beauty and grace. The walls of both temples are covered in detailed carvings. These carvings are not just decorative, they are a visual record of the beliefs, achievements, and daily life of the ancient Egyptians. These carvings depict scenes from Ramesses II's reign, including his military victories, religious ceremonies, and family life. They provide a glimpse into the world of ancient Egypt, showing us the pharaoh's prowess in battle, his devotion to the gods, and his role as a family man.
The vibrant colors, miraculously preserved for millennia, bring these ancient stories to life. The hues of red, blue, yellow, and green are as vivid today as they were thousands of years ago, allowing us to connect with the past in a way that words alone cannot convey. As we explore these temples, we are not just looking at stone and paint. We are stepping into a world that has been carefully crafted to honor the gods and immortalize the legacy of one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs. One of the most remarkable features of Abu Simbel is its astronomical alignment. Twice a year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the rising sun penetrates the Great Temple's inner sanctuary. The sunlight illuminates the statues of Ramesses II and the gods Amun and Ra-Horakhti, bathing them in a golden glow. This phenomenon, a testament to the ancient Egyptians' advanced understanding of astronomy, is believed to have coincided with significant events in Ramesses II's reign, such as his coronation or the start of the harvest season. The story of Abu Simbel is one of survival against all odds. Over the millennia, the temples have withstood the ravages of time, including natural disasters such as sandstorms and earthquakes. Yet they have remained remarkably well preserved, a testament to the skill and dedication of the ancient builders. From its creation by a powerful pharaoh to its rediscovery by intrepid explorers and its ultimate relocation to escape the rising waters, the history of Abu Simbel is a tale of human ingenuity and perseverance. The temples are a source of inspiration, reminding us of the incredible achievements of the past and the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. It serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring legacy of ancient Egypt and the importance of preserving our shared cultural heritage for generations to come. The ongoing preservation efforts at Abu Simbel ensure that this remarkable site will continue to inspire and educate people for many years to come. As we look to the future, we must remain committed to protecting and celebrating the rich history and cultural achievements of our ancestors. Thebes, the heart of ancient Egypt. Nestled on the banks of the Nile, Thebes was more than just a city. It was the beating heart of a civilization, showcasing human ambition, faith and artistry. Join us as we uncover the rich history and significance of this ancient city, exploring its grand temples, its royal tombs and its pivotal role in shaping the story of ancient Egypt. Thebes, even in its ruined state, whispers of a time when it was the religious epicenter of ancient Egypt, particularly during the powerful New Kingdom. Imagine a city alive with the sound of priestly chants, the air thick with the scent of incense burning in honor of Amun-Ra, the king of the gods. Here, within the colossal Karnak temple complex, the Egyptians paid homage to their deities in ceremonies of unparalleled grandeur. The temple, a sprawling testament to their faith, grew over centuries, each pharaoh adding his own mark to this sacred landscape. Luxor Temple, bathed in the golden glow of the setting sun, was a place for ordinary Egyptians to connect with the divine. Together, these two temples formed the spiritual heart of Thebes, a place where the earthly and the divine intertwined. The ancient Egyptians believed in a life after death, a belief reflected in the grandeur of their tombs. Just across the Nile, on the west bank, lies the Theban necropolis, a city of the dead as magnificent as the city of the living. Here, in the Valley of the Kings and the Valley of the Queens, pharaohs and their consorts were laid to rest, surrounded by treasures they believed would accompany them into the afterlife. The tomb of Tutankhamun, a relatively minor pharaoh, yielded a treasure trove of artifacts that captivated the world's imagination. But perhaps even more impressive are the elaborate tombs of rulers like Seti I and Ramses VI, their walls adorned with vibrant scenes from the Book of the Dead. Dotting the landscape are the mortuary temples, grand structures built not for the dead but for their memory. These temples, along with the royal tombs, stand as silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of Egypt's past. For centuries, Thebes was more than just a religious center. It was the vibrant heart of a nation, the capital of a mighty empire. Imagine the bustling streets of Thebes during its zenith, a time when it was known as the City of 100 Gates. Thebes' rise to prominence began during the Middle Kingdom, when Mentuhotep II reunited the two lands after a period of division. He moved the capital to Thebes, laying the foundation for its future glory. But it was during the New Kingdom that Thebes truly flourished, reaching the pinnacle of its power and influence. Under the rule of powerful pharaohs like Thutmose III and Amenhotep III, Thebes became a metropolis, a hub of international trade and a center of art and culture. The city's wealth was evident in its grand temples, its opulent palaces, and the luxurious lifestyle of its elite. Yet, even after losing its political dominance, Thebes remained a city of immense religious and cultural significance, a testament to its glorious past. Few sights on earth can compare to the awe-inspiring grandeur of the Karnak temple complex. Imagine standing before this colossal structure, its towering pylons reaching towards the heavens, a symbol of human devotion and architectural genius. Karnak was not simply a temple. It was a city within a city, a complex of temples, chapels and monuments dedicated to the Theban triad Amun-Ra, Mut and Khonsu. The hypostyle hall, with its forest of massive columns, is perhaps the most iconic image of Karnak. The construction of Karnak spanned over 2 millennia, with each successive pharaoh feeling compelled to leave his mark on this sacred complex. From the massive pylons and obelisks to the intricate reliefs and inscriptions that adorn its walls, Karnak stands as a testament to the ambition, ingenuity, and deep religious fervour of the ancient Egyptians. The story of Thebes is not just one of religious devotion and architectural grandeur, it is also a story of conflict and resilience. Thebes found itself at the heart of several pivotal moments in Egyptian history, times when the very existence of the kingdom was threatened. One such period was the Second Intermediate Period, a time of turmoil and division when Egypt fell under the rule of the Hyksos, a foreign power from the Levant. The Hyksos, with their superior weaponry and military tactics, conquered much of Lower Egypt, pushing the native Egyptian rulers south. Thebes, however, refused to submit. Theban rulers, seeing themselves as the true heirs to the pharaonic legacy, waged a long and bloody war against the Hyksos, a conflict that would determine the fate of Egypt. Finally, under the leadership of Thutmose I, the founder of the 18th dynasty, the Egyptians triumphed. Thutmose I, a Theban prince, drove the Hyksos out of Egypt, reuniting the two lands and ushering in a new era of Egyptian power and prosperity. Thebes, at its zenith, was more than just a political and religious capital. It was the cultural heart of ancient Egypt, a city alive with creativity and artistic innovation. Imagine the workshops of Thebes, filled with skilled artisans, sculptors, painters, weavers, their hands bringing life to stone, wood and fabric, transforming them into works of breathtaking beauty. The tombs and temples of the Theban necropolis offer a glimpse into this vibrant artistic tradition. The walls of these structures are adorned with intricate murals and carvings, each one a masterpiece that speaks volumes about the artistic skill and the religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. Theban artists and craftsmen were renowned throughout the ancient world for their skill. Thebes became a centre for the production of luxury goods, from exquisite jewellery and finely crafted furniture to colourful textiles and beautifully painted pottery. Thebes' rise to prominence was fuelled, in part, by its strategic location. Situated on the banks of the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, Thebes controlled the agricultural wealth of the surrounding region. Thebes' location also made it a natural hub for trade. Caravans laden with exotic goods from Nubia to the south and Punt to the east converged on Thebes, bringing with them gold, ivory, ebony, incense and other treasures. The wealth generated by this trade enriched the city, filling the coffers of the pharaohs and enabling them to embark on ambitious building projects and military campaigns. The opulence of Thebes was evident in its grand temples and monuments, its luxurious palaces and the lavish lifestyle of its elite. Even the mightiest of empires are not immune to the tides of time. Thebes, for centuries the heart of a civilization, eventually experienced a slow decline, its power and influence waning as new powers rose to prominence in the ancient world. The first blow came in 663 BCE, when the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal sacked Thebes. The Assyrians, a ruthless and efficient military force, had conquered much of the Near East, and Egypt, weakened by internal strife and economic decline, was unable to withstand their onslaught. The sack of Thebes by the Assyrians was a traumatic event for the Egyptians. The city, once considered invincible, was plundered and burned, its temples desecrated, its treasures carried off to Assyria as spoils of war. Thebes never fully recovered from the Assyrian sack. Centuries later, under Roman rule, Thebes was again sacked, this time after a revolt against Roman authority. Thebes may lie in ruins, its grand temples and palaces reduced to rubble, but its story continues to resonate across the millennia. The remains of this once great city, spread across the modern-day city of Luxor, are now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a testament to their enduring historical, architectural and cultural significance. The Karnak and Luxor temple complexes, the Valley of the Kings, the Valley of the Queens, and the numerous other tombs, temples and monuments scattered across the Theban necropolis offer an unparalleled glimpse into the world of ancient Egypt. Today, Thebes is one of Egypt's most popular tourist destinations, attracting visitors from all corners of the globe. Thebes was more than just a physical city. It was a powerful symbol woven deeply into the fabric of Egyptian mythology and religious belief. The Egyptians believed that Thebes was the earthly counterpart of the primordial mound that emerged from the waters of chaos at the beginning of creation. It was here, in the heart of Thebes, that the god Amun-Ra, the king of the gods, was said to have first emerged, bringing light and order to the world. Thebes' association with Amun-Ra elevated it to a position of supreme religious significance. The Opet festival, one of the most important events in the Egyptian religious calendar, was celebrated annually in Thebes. Thebes, in the eyes of the ancient Egyptians, was a sacred city, a place where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine were blurred. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the ancient city of Thebes. From its grand temples that scraped the sky to the whispers of pharaohs in the Valley of the Kings, Thebes stands as a testament to human ambition, ingenuity, and the enduring power of belief. France in the late 18th century was a nation ablaze with revolution and ambition. The streets of Paris echoed with the cries of liberty, equality, and fraternity as the old order was dismantled and a new era began to take shape. The French Revolution had reshaped the political landscape, toppling monarchies and challenging the very foundations of European society. It was a time of great upheaval and even greater possibilities. Amidst this chaos, a young general named Napoleon Bonaparte was rising to prominence. His military prowess and strategic genius were quickly becoming the stuff of legend. His eyes were set on glory, and his gaze fell upon the ancient land of Egypt. To him, Egypt was not just a distant land, but a gateway to immortality.
Egypt, once a cradle of civilization, is now a strategic prize. Its location at the crossroads of Africa and Asia made it a key to controlling trade routes and exerting influence over the region. It holds the promise of disrupting British trade routes to India and expanding French influence. Control over Egypt could shift the balance of power in Europe.
Napoleon, however, saw beyond the geopolitical chessboard. He was not just a soldier, he was a visionary. He was captivated by the stories of Egypt's glorious past. The land of the pharaohs, with its pyramids and ancient mysteries, called to him like a siren song. The pharaohs, the pyramids, the mysteries of a lost civilization, these ignited a fire in his imagination. He dreamed of uncovering the secrets that had been buried for millennia.
Not just as a conqueror, but as a patron of knowledge, a beacon of enlightenment in a world shrouded in darkness. Uncovering the secrets buried beneath the sands. The treasures of Egypt were not just gold and jewels, but the wisdom of an ancient civilization.
In 1798, Napoleon embarked on his Egyptian expedition. It was a bold and audacious move, one that would test his leadership and vision. He carried with him not just the might of the French army, but the hopes and dreams of a nation, but also a contingent of scholars, scientists, and artists. This was no ordinary military campaign. It was a quest for knowledge. This was a dual mission, to conquer Egypt and to unravel its ancient mysteries. The expedition was as much about discovery as it was about domination.
The expedition resonates with the spirit of the Enlightenment. It was a time when reason and science were seen as the keys to unlocking the mysteries of the world. Europe is in the throes of intellectual curiosity, eager to rediscover its classical past. The scholars who accompanied Napoleon were driven by a thirst for knowledge, eager to rediscover its classical past. They sought to bring the light of understanding to the dark corners of history. Egypt, with its ancient civilization and enigmatic monuments, holds an irresistible allure. It was a land of wonder and mystery, waiting to be explored.
The expedition was a testament to Napoleon's belief in the power of knowledge, even as he waged war. He saw himself as a bridge between the past and the future. Even as he waged war, the battles fought in the sands of Egypt were not just for territory, but for the soul of a civilization. He saw the conquest of Egypt not just as a military objective, but as an opportunity to advance human understanding. It was a chance to rewrite history. Little did he know that his expedition would spark a global fascination with ancient Egypt, igniting a passion that would span centuries, giving birth to the field of Egyptology. Scholars from around the world would flock to Egypt, drawn by the allure of its ancient secrets, and forever changing our understanding of this ancient civilization. The legacy of Napoleon's Egyptian expedition is one of discovery, knowledge, and an unending quest for the truth. Napoleon's armada set sail from Toulon harbour, its destination the shores of Egypt. This ambitious expedition was not just a military endeavour, but a grand vision of conquest and enlightenment. The ships were laden not only with soldiers and weaponry, but also with scientific instruments, books and art supplies. Napoleon envisioned a new era of discovery, where the might of the French military would be complemented by the intellectual prowess of its scholars. The French troops landed in Alexandria in July 1798, quickly overwhelming the city's defences. The initial success was a testament to the meticulous planning and sheer force of Napoleon's army.
Promising to free the Egyptians from Ottoman rule, my words were meant to inspire and win the hearts of the local population, portraying the French as their saviors.
His words, however, rang hollow as the French army advanced southwards, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Villages were razed and the local populace suffered under the harsh realities of war. The Battle of the Pyramids, fought on the outskirts of Cairo, was a testament to French military might. The sight of the ancient pyramids standing witness to the clash of modern armies was both awe-inspiring and tragic. The Mamluk cavalry, though renowned for their prowess, was no match for the disciplined volleys of the French infantry. The battle showcased the superiority of French tactics and the devastating effectiveness of their firepower. Cairo fell into French hands, and with it, control of the Nile Delta. This strategic victory allowed the French to establish a foothold in Egypt, but it also marked the beginning of a prolonged and arduous campaign. But the conquest was far from over. The French faced continuous resistance from local forces and the looming threat of foreign intervention. The British Navy, sensing a threat to their interests in the region, engaged the French fleet at the Battle of the Nile. This confrontation would prove to be a pivotal moment in the campaign. The French, caught unawares in Aboukir Bay, suffered a crushing defeat. The loss of their fleet was a devastating blow, isolating Napoleon's forces in a hostile land. This naval disaster effectively stranded Napoleon's army in Egypt, cutting off their supply lines and reinforcements. The French soldiers, now isolated, had to rely on their resourcefulness and resilience to survive. The siege of Acre, however, proved to be a turning point. The Ottoman defenders, backed by British naval support, repelled repeated French assaults. The fortifications of Acre stood strong against the relentless French attacks. Napoleon, facing mounting casualties and news of unrest back in France, was forced to abandon the siege. The dream of a swift and glorious conquest was slipping away. His dreams of conquering the East lay shattered. The once ambitious campaign had turned into a struggle for survival and a race against time. His Egyptian adventure, though ultimately a military failure, had planted the seeds for something far greater, a renaissance in the study of ancient Egypt. The scholars who accompanied the expedition made groundbreaking discoveries, uncovering the mysteries of a civilization long forgotten. Among these discoveries was the Rosetta Stone, a key to unlocking the secrets of Egyptian hieroglyphics. This artifact would become one of the most important tools in the study of ancient languages and cultures. The work of these scholars culminated in the monumental Description de l'Égypte, a comprehensive record of the expedition's findings. This publication would inspire generations of historians, archaeologists, and Egyptologists. Today, the legacy of Napoleon's Egyptian campaign lives on in the continued fascination with ancient Egypt. The treasures uncovered and the knowledge gained have left an indelible mark on our understanding of history. Napoleon's invasion of Egypt, though driven by imperial ambitions, also marked the beginning of a new era of intellectual exploration. This campaign was not just about territorial conquest, it was also about the conquest of knowledge. Alongside his soldiers, Napoleon brought with him a carefully selected group of over 160 scholars, scientists, artists, and engineers. These individuals were not mere observers. They were active participants in a grand experiment to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization. This group, known as the Commission of the Sciences and Arts of Egypt, was tasked with a unique mission to systematically study and document the ancient civilization they were conquering. Their work would go on to influence generations of historians, archaeologists, and scholars, meticulously recording their observations of ancient monuments, deciphering hieroglyphs, and studying local customs. Their efforts were not limited to grand temples and pyramids. They also documented everyday life, providing a comprehensive picture of Egyptian society. Their work, conducted amidst the chaos of war, laid the foundation for our modern understanding of ancient Egypt. Despite the constant threat of conflict, these scholars remained focused on their mission, driven by a passion for discovery. For the first time, Europe was getting a glimpse of Egypt not through the distorted lens of myth and legend, but through the objective eyes of science. This shift in perspective was revolutionary, challenging long-held beliefs and sparking a new era of Egyptology. These scholars, driven by a thirst for knowledge, braved the scorching desert heat, the threat of disease, and the constant dangers of war. Their resilience and dedication were remarkable as they navigated both the physical and intellectual challenges of their work. Their dedication to their task, even as battles raged around them, stands as a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity. They were not deterred by the chaos around them. Instead, they used it as a backdrop for their groundbreaking research. Deep in the heart of the Sinai Peninsula, amidst a rugged and unforgiving landscape, rises a mountain shrouded in mystery and legend. This is a place where the harshness of the desert meets the sublime beauty of nature, creating a setting that feels both timeless and otherworldly. Mount Sinai, known also as JBLMWS, Jabal Musa in Arabic, meaning Moses' mountain, has captivated the hearts and minds of people for millennia. It is a site of profound historical and spiritual significance, revered by multiple faiths and cultures. Its towering peaks and desolate beauty whisper tales of ancient prophets and divine encounters. The mountain stands as a silent witness to the passage of time, its rugged slopes etched with the stories of those who have come seeking answers and enlightenment. The very air around Mount Sinai seems to crackle with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of the sacred that has drawn pilgrims and seekers for centuries. Each step taken on its ancient paths feels like a journey through history, a connection to something greater than oneself. The silence of the desert, broken only by the wind whistling through the canyons, invites contemplation and introspection. It is a silence that speaks volumes, offering a space for reflection and a deeper understanding of one's place in the universe. It is a place where the veil between the earthly and the divine feels thin, where the echoes of ancient events still reverberate through the ages. The ancient ruins and relics scattered across the mountains serve as a testament to its enduring significance, a reminder of the countless souls who have been touched by its mystique. The history of Mount Sinai stretches back through the mists of time, intertwined with the very fabric of human civilization. The earliest mention of the mountain can be traced back to ancient Egyptian texts, where it was known as the Mountain of the Moon. The Egyptians believed that the goddess Hathor, the deity of love, beauty, music, dancing, fertility, and joy, resided on the mountain. They mined turquoise in the area and built temples at its base, evidence of their deep reverence for this sacred place. The legacy of their presence can still be seen today in the ruins and artifacts scattered across the landscape. Mount Sinai holds a unique place in the history of the world's great Abrahamic religions. For Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, it is revered as the site where Moses received the Ten Commandments from God. This pivotal event, recounted in the Book of Exodus, forever linked Mount Sinai with divine revelation and the establishment of moral law. For Christians, Mount Sinai represents the tangible manifestation of God's covenant with his people. It symbolizes the meeting point between heaven and earth, a place where the divine will was made known to humanity. Muslims too revere Moses as a prophet and recognize the importance of Mount Sinai in his story. Over the centuries, Mount Sinai has become a tapestry woven with the threads of different cultures and beliefs. This sacred mountain stands as a testament to the rich history and spiritual significance that it holds for so many people around the world. Bedouin tribes, who have called the Sinai Desert home for generations, have their own stories and traditions associated with the mountain. These nomadic people have passed down their legends and customs through countless generations, each adding their own layer to the mountain's mystique. They believe that the mountain is inhabited by jinn, or spirits, and treat it with respect and reverence. The Bedouins' rituals and practices are deeply intertwined with the natural landscape, reflecting a profound connection to the earth and the unseen forces they believe dwell within it. For many, a visit to Mount Sinai is a deeply spiritual experience, a pilgrimage to a place where they can connect with the divine and reflect on the deeper meaning of life. Pilgrims from various faiths come here seeking solace, enlightenment, and a sense of peace that only such a sacred site can provide. The mountain has a way of stripping away the superficial and revealing the raw essence of the human spirit. In the quiet moments at the summit, one can feel a profound sense of clarity and purpose, as if the mountain itself whispers ancient truths to those who are willing to listen. Beyond its religious and historical significance, Mount Sinai is also home to a surprising array of natural wonders. Hidden within its canyons and valleys are ancient rock formations, secret springs, and a diverse range of plant and animal life. The mountain is a haven for ibexes, gazelles, and other desert creatures that have adapted to its harsh conditions. In an age of globalization and technological advancement, it is easy to feel disconnected from the natural world and the spiritual dimensions of life. Yet, Mount Sinai stands as a timeless reminder of the enduring power of faith, the beauty of the natural world, and the interconnectedness of all things. Whether one is drawn to Mount Sinai for its religious significance, its historical legacy, or simply its raw natural beauty, the mountain has a way of leaving an indelible mark on the soul. It is a place that challenges, inspires, and ultimately transforms. The traditional pilgrimage to the summit of Mount Sinai is a challenging but rewarding experience. There are two main routes to the top. The longer and more gradual ascent is via the Camel Trail, a winding path that can be traversed on foot or by camel. The more challenging but quicker route is the Steps of Repentance, a steep staircase of over 3,750 steps carved into the mountainside by a repentant monk. The ascent is usually made at night to avoid the scorching heat of the day and to reach the summit in time for sunrise. At the summit of Mount Sinai lies St. Catherine's Monastery, one of the oldest continuously operating Christian monasteries in the world. Founded in the 6th century AD, the monastery is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and houses a treasure trove of religious art, manuscripts and icons. The monastery's library is renowned for its collection of ancient texts, including the Codex Sinaiticus, one of the oldest surviving manuscripts of the Bible. The monastery is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the human spirit's ability to thrive in even the harshest of environments. Mount Sinai stands as a timeless symbol of faith, history, and natural wonder. For millennia, its towering peaks have drawn pilgrims, adventurers, and seekers from all over the world. Its story is interwoven with the very fabric of human civilization, and its legacy continues to inspire and intrigue us today. As long as humans gaze up at the stars and ponder the mysteries of life, Mount Sinai will continue to hold a special place in our hearts and imaginations. It is a place where the veil between heaven and earth feels thin, where the whispers of the divine can still be heard in the wind. Few figures in history command the awe and intrigue of Alexander the Great. His name echoes through the annals of time, a symbol of unparalleled ambition and military genius. This Macedonian king, born in 356 BC, conquered vast swathes of the ancient world, creating an empire that stretched from Greece to Egypt and into the heart of Asia. His campaigns were marked by strategic brilliance and relentless determination, leaving an indelible mark on the course of Western civilization. His influence extended beyond the battlefield, shaping the cultural and intellectual landscape of the regions he conquered. Yet the final resting place of this legendary conqueror remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. Despite numerous accounts and theories, the exact location of Alexander's tomb has eluded discovery for over 2 millennia. The search for Alexander's tomb has captivated historians, archaeologists and treasure hunters for centuries, each driven by the hope of uncovering one of the greatest archaeological finds of all time, fueled by tantalizing clues and a profound desire to uncover the secrets buried within. Ancient texts and historical records provide hints, but none have led to a definitive discovery. The significance of finding Alexander's tomb extends far beyond the recovery of lost treasure or the confirmation of historical records. It represents a bridge to the past, a direct link to one of history's most influential figures. Within that lost mausoleum lies the potential to unlock a deeper understanding of Alexander himself, his beliefs, his ambitions, and his legacy. The artifacts and inscriptions within could provide unprecedented insights into his life and the era he dominated. The tomb's discovery would offer invaluable insights into the funerary practices, artistry and cultural exchange of the Hellenistic period, a time when Alexander's conquests forged connections between East and West. In 323 BC, at the age of 32, Alexander the Great's triumphant reign was cut short in Babylon. The circumstances surrounding his death remain shrouded in mystery, with theories ranging from illness to poisoning. Some accounts describe a high fever, while others point to the possibility of assassination by rivals within his own ranks. Regardless of the cause, Alexander's death plunged his vast empire into chaos. Without a clear heir, his generals, known as the Diadochi, engaged in a bitter power struggle that would last for decades. Amidst this turmoil, the fate of Alexander's body became a matter of immediate concern. Tradition dictated that a king of Alexander's stature deserved a lavish burial and a magnificent tomb. However, the logistics of preserving and transporting his body presented a considerable challenge in the ancient world. The journey from Babylon to his Macedonian homeland was long and arduous, and the summer heat posed a significant risk of decomposition. One of Alexander's most trusted generals, Ptolemy the Vsoter, ultimately took possession of the king's body. Ptolemy, a man of great ambition and vision, saw in Alexander's remains not just the body of a fallen leader, but a powerful symbol that could cement his own authority and legacy. Ptolemy, who would later establish himself as the ruler of Egypt, initially transported Alexander's remains to Memphis, the ancient capital of Egypt. Memphis, a city steeped in history and tradition, was a fitting temporary resting place for the great conqueror. The journey to Memphis was a grand procession, reflecting the reverence and respect Alexander commanded even in death. There, Alexander was embalmed by Egyptian priests, masters of the art of preserving the dead. The embalming process was intricate and sacred, involving rituals and techniques perfected over millennia. The priests, with their deep knowledge of mummification, ensured that Alexander's body would be preserved for eternity, a testament to his enduring legacy. Memphis, however, was not intended to be Alexander's final resting place. Ptolemy had grander plans, envisioning a tomb that would reflect the greatness of Alexander and serve as a symbol of his own rule. The discussions and planning for this monumental task were extensive, involving architects, artisans, and scholars. Ptolemy envisioned a grander tomb for his former king and comrade, a monument that would not only honor Alexander, but also legitimize Ptolemy's own claim to power and his vision for a new Hellenistic dynasty in Egypt. The construction of this tomb was a massive undertaking, requiring resources and labor on an unprecedented scale. It was a project that would take years to complete, but Ptolemy was determined to see it through. Thus began the construction of a magnificent tomb in Alexandria, the vibrant cosmopolitan city Ptolemy founded on the shores of the Mediterranean. Alexandria, with its strategic location and cultural significance, was the perfect site for Alexander's final resting place. The city itself was a testament to Ptolemy's vision, a melting pot of cultures and ideas, reflecting the Hellenistic ideals of knowledge and progress. The exact location and design of this tomb remain a subject of debate, but historical accounts describe a structure of remarkable grandeur, adorned with precious materials and guarded by a contingent of soldiers. The tomb was not just a burial site, but a monument to Alexander's achievements and Ptolemy's aspirations. It was a place where the past and future converged, a symbol of continuity and change. Alexander's tomb in Alexandria quickly became a site of pilgrimage and veneration. People from all walks of life, from scholars to soldiers, made the journey to pay their respects. The tomb became a focal point for the Hellenistic world, a place where people could connect with the legacy of Alexander and the new era Ptolemy was ushering in. People from across the Hellenistic world flocked to pay their respects to the fallen conqueror, transforming his tomb into a symbol of Alexander's enduring legacy and Ptolemy's burgeoning power. The tomb was more than just a final resting place. It was a beacon of hope and inspiration, a reminder of the greatness that could be achieved through vision and determination. Alexander's journey did not end with his death. It continued through the lives and aspirations of those who came after him, forever etched in the annals of history. Despite its initial prominence, Alexander's tomb in Alexandria seemingly vanished from the historical record. This disappearance has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries, sparking numerous quests and expeditions to uncover its secrets. The tomb, once a symbol of Alexander the Great's unparalleled legacy, now exists only in the annals of history and the imaginations of those who seek it. While ancient writers provided detailed descriptions of the tomb's splendor and the rituals performed there, concrete information about its precise location and ultimate fate remains elusive. These descriptions paint a picture of a grand mausoleum adorned with precious metals and intricate carvings, a fitting tribute to one of history's most legendary figures. Yet, despite these vivid accounts, the physical evidence of the tomb's existence has remained frustratingly out of reach. Over the centuries, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the tomb's disappearance. Scholars have pored over ancient texts, debated the reliability of historical accounts, and examined every clue with meticulous care. Some suggest that the tomb was hidden deliberately to protect it from grave robbers, while others believe it was simply forgotten as the city of Alexandria evolved and expanded. Some historians believe that the tomb was destroyed during periods of unrest and upheaval that plagued Alexandria throughout its history. The city, a melting pot of cultures and a hub of trade, was no stranger to conflict. Riots, invasions, and political turmoil could have easily led to the tomb's destruction, its treasures looted, and its structure reduced to rubble. Earthquakes, fires, and the destructive fury of various conquerors all left their mark on the city, potentially obliterating Alexander's tomb in the process. Natural disasters, such as the devastating earthquake of 365 AD, reshaped the landscape of Alexandria, toppling buildings and altering the course of history. Fires, too, ravaged the city, consuming everything in their path, including perhaps the final resting place of Alexander the Great. Another theory suggests that the tomb might have been lost more gradually, swallowed by the shifting sands of time. As centuries passed, the once majestic structure could have been buried beneath layers of sand and debris, hidden from view and forgotten by the world. Nature, relentless and unyielding, has a way of reclaiming what was once hers, erasing the marks of human achievement. Alexandria's coastline is known to have shifted over the centuries, with portions of the ancient city now submerged beneath the waters of the Mediterranean Sea. The relentless advance of the sea, combined with the gradual erosion of the coastline, has transformed the landscape dramatically. Entire sections of the city, once bustling with life, now lie beneath the waves, silent witnesses to a bygone era. It is possible that Alexander's tomb, or at least parts of it, met a similar fate, buried beneath layers of sediment and lost to the encroaching sea. Underwater archaeological explorations have uncovered remnants of ancient Alexandria, offering tantalizing glimpses into the past. Yet the tomb of Alexander the Great remains elusive, a mystery waiting to be unraveled by future generations of explorers and historians. Howard Carter's name is synonymous with ancient Egypt, a name that echoes through the annals of history. Born in 1874, his early life was far from the scorching sands and ancient tombs he would become known for. Instead, it was filled with the lush greenery and serene landscapes of 19th century England. He grew up in a small village in Norfolk, England, a place that seemed worlds away from the mysteries of the ancient world. His father, a gifted artist, instilled in him a love for art and meticulous detail. This artistic environment nurtured his budding talents. Young Carter was a keen observer, fascinated by the natural world. He would spend countless hours exploring the countryside, observing the intricate details of plants and animals. He spent hours sketching the flora and fauna around his home, capturing the beauty of nature with his pencil. This eye for detail, nurtured from a young age, would prove crucial in his later archaeological pursuits. His sketches were not just drawings, they were detailed studies that honed his observational skills. Carter's formal education was limited, but his thirst for knowledge was insatiable. He devoured books, especially those that transported him to distant lands and ancient times. He was particularly drawn to the ancient world, captivated by stories of lost civilizations and the mysteries they held. Museums and books became his windows to these far-off places. This fascination, combined with his artistic talent, led him to the path of archaeology. He began to dream of uncovering the secrets of the past. At the age of 17, a pivotal opportunity arose. A letter arrived that would change the course of his life forever. Carter was invited to join the Egypt Exploration Fund as a tracer. This was a dream come true for the young artist and aspiring archaeologist. This marked the beginning of his lifelong love affair with Egypt, a journey that would lead him to some of the most significant archaeological discoveries of all time. Arriving in Egypt in 1891, Carter was immediately enthralled by the land's rich history and culture. The bustling streets, the vibrant markets, and the ancient ruins all seemed to whisper secrets of a bygone era. The ancient monuments, the hieroglyphics, the sheer weight of history captivated his imagination. The pyramids stood as silent sentinels of a grand civilization, while the Sphinx, with its enigmatic gaze, seemed to challenge him to uncover its mysteries. He diligently copied inscriptions and drawings, honing his skills under the guidance of experienced archaeologists. Each stroke of his pen was a step closer to understanding the lives and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. Carter quickly established a reputation for his meticulous work and keen eye. His attention to detail and unwavering dedication set him apart from his peers, earning him respect and admiration in the archaeological community. He was not simply tracing the past, he was breathing life into it, recreating the artistry of ancient Egyptians with remarkable precision. His reconstructions were so vivid that they seemed to transport viewers back in time, allowing them to witness the grandeur of ancient Egypt firsthand. His talent did not go unnoticed. In 1899, at the young age of 25, Carter was appointed Chief Inspector of Monuments for Upper Egypt by the Egyptian Antiquities Service. This prestigious position was a testament to his burgeoning reputation and his potential to make significant contributions to the field. This was a remarkable achievement, a testament to his burgeoning reputation in the field. It was a role that came with immense responsibility, but Carter embraced it with enthusiasm and determination. Carter thrived in this role. He oversaw excavations, meticulously documented findings, and passionately advocated for the preservation of Egypt's fragile heritage. His efforts ensured that the stories of ancient Egypt would be preserved for future generations to study and appreciate. He was laying the groundwork for his most significant discovery, one that would forever etch his name in the annals of history. The Valley of the Kings, with its hidden tombs and untold treasures, awaited his exploration. Little did he know, he was on the brink of uncovering a find that would captivate the world and redefine our understanding of ancient Egypt. In 1907, a fateful meeting occurred that would change the course of Carter's career. He was introduced to George Herbert, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, a wealthy British aristocrat with a passion for Egyptology. Carnarvon was immediately impressed by Carter's knowledge and enthusiasm. He agreed to finance Carter's excavations, providing the much-needed resources to pursue his archaeological dreams. Thus began a partnership that would become legendary. Carnarvon, with his wealth and influence, provided the financial backing. Carter, the passionate and dedicated archaeologist, provided the expertise and unwavering determination. Together, they formed a formidable team. Their shared goal to uncover the tomb of a little-known pharaoh named Tutankhamun, believed to be hidden somewhere in the Valley of the Kings. Little did they know, this quest would consume them for years to come. The Valley of the Kings, a desolate yet majestic landscape, became Carter's obsession. Year after year, he meticulously excavated, his team sifting through sand and rubble under the scorching Egyptian sun. The work was arduous and often disheartening. False leads, dead ends, and the constant pressure of expectation weighed heavily on Carter. Yet he persevered, driven by an unshakable belief that Tutankhamun's tomb lay hidden beneath the sands. Carnarvon, though initially enthusiastic, grew increasingly impatient with the lack of results. The annual expeditions were costly and doubts began to creep in. However, Carter's unwavering belief eventually convinced Carnarvon to fund one final season. This last-ditch effort, a testament to both men's faith and determination, would prove to be the most significant in archaeological history. A fateful discovery, uncovering the steps to Tutankhamun's tomb. November 4th, 1922, dawned like any other day in the Valley of the Kings. The air was crisp and the golden hues of the rising sun bathed the ancient landscape in a mystical glow. Carter's team, weary from years of toil, began work on a new section, clearing debris near the tomb of Ramesses VI. They had been at this for so long, their hopes often dashed by false leads and empty chambers. As they dug, they stumbled upon a series of steps cut into the rock. The discovery was unexpected, a glimmer of hope in their relentless pursuit. Excitement rippled through the team. The air buzzed with anticipation and the possibility of a monumental find. Could this be it? Could this be the entrance they had been tirelessly searching for? The questions hung in the air, heavy with expectation. Carter, cautious yet optimistic, ordered the steps to be cleared. Every movement was deliberate, every action filled with the weight of history. As the sand and rubble were removed, a sealed doorway emerged, marked with the necropolis seal. Hope surged through Carter. This seal was a sign, a promise of something extraordinary. This was no ordinary tomb. The intricate designs on the seal suggested something far more significant. With bated breath, Carter sent a telegram to Carnarvon, who was back in England. The message was brief but filled with excitement and urgency. At last have made wonderful discovery in Valley, a magnificent tomb with seals intact, recovered same for your arrival, congratulations. The words were simple, yet they carried the weight of years of effort and dreams. The world was about to rediscover Tutankhamun. This was the beginning of a journey that would captivate the imagination of millions and rewrite history. As Carter and his team delved deeper into the tomb, they uncovered a treasure trove of artifacts. Each item, meticulously crafted, told a story of a bygone era. The sheer opulence of the burial goods was staggering, revealing the immense wealth and craftsmanship of ancient Egypt. From golden chariots to intricate jewelry, the tomb was a testament to the grandeur of Tutankhamun's reign. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb sparked a global fascination with ancient Egypt. Known as Egyptomania, this cultural phenomenon saw Egyptian motifs influencing everything from fashion to architecture. Museums around the world scrambled to exhibit Egyptian artifacts, and the public's appetite for all things Egyptian seemed insatiable. This newfound interest not only brought ancient history to the forefront, but also inspired a generation of archaeologists and historians. The excavation of Tutankhamun's tomb revolutionized the field of archaeology. It set new standards for excavation techniques and documentation, ensuring that future discoveries would be preserved with the utmost care. Moreover, Tutankhamun's legacy permeated popular culture, from movies and literature to art and music. The boy king became a symbol of mystery and adventure, captivating the imagination of people across the globe. Even today, the allure of Tutankhamun endures. His tomb remains one of the most visited sites in Egypt, drawing millions of tourists each year. The treasures of Tutankhamun continue to tour the world, enchanting audiences with their beauty and historical significance. The story of the boy king, discovered almost a century ago, still resonates, reminding us of the timeless fascination with ancient Egypt and its enigmatic pharaohs. The ancient Egyptians were masters of symbolism, and their clothing was no exception. Every garment, from the simplest loincloth to the most elaborate headdress, told a story. These stories spoke of social standing, religious beliefs, and even personal style. Join us on a journey through the sands of time as we uncover the fascinating world of ancient Egyptian fashion. From the bustling workshops of weavers to the dazzling courts of pharaohs, we'll explore how clothes were made, worn, and imbued with meaning. We'll see how linen, the fabric of ancient Egypt, was transformed from humble flax plants into garments fit for kings and queens. And we'll discover how jewellery, adorned with powerful symbols, served as both decoration and spiritual armour. This is the story of ancient Egyptian fashion, a tale woven into the very fabric of their civilization. It's a story of innovation, artistry, and the enduring power of clothing to express the human experience. So let us step back in time and delve into a world where garments were more than just clothes. They were statements of identity, status, and belief. The lifeblood of ancient Egyptian fashion flowed from a single remarkable plant, flax. From this humble source sprang linen, the fabric that clothed everyone from pharaohs to peasants. Cultivated along the fertile banks of the Nile, flax thrived in the Egyptian climate. Its long, sturdy fibres were ideal for spinning into thread, which was then woven into linen cloth. The production of linen was a labour-intensive process, often carried out by women. They would first harvest the flax by hand, then soak it in water to soften the fibres. Next, they would beat and comb the flax to separate the fibres, which were then spun into thread using a drop spindle. This thread was then woven into cloth on a loom, a process that required skill and patience. The quality of the linen varied depending on the fineness of the thread and the tightness of the weave. The finest linen, reserved for the elite, was incredibly soft and sheer, while coarser linen was used for everyday garments. Linen was perfectly suited to the hot Egyptian climate. Its lightweight, breathable nature helped people stay cool in the scorching sun. Moreover, linen's durability made it ideal for garments that would be worn and washed repeatedly. In a land where practicality and comfort were paramount, linen reigned supreme. In ancient Egypt, your clothing spoke volumes before you uttered a single word. Garments were not merely a matter of personal taste, they were powerful indicators of social standing. From the rough linen of slaves to the shimmering finery of pharaohs, clothing served as a visual shorthand for one's place in the intricate tapestry of Egyptian society. At the bottom of the social ladder, slaves and peasants wore the simplest of garments. Men typically donned a short kilt known as a shenti, which was a rectangular piece of linen wrapped around the hips and tied at the waist. Women wore a simple, straight dress called a calasiris, often made from coarse linen and held up by one or two straps. Nobles, on the other hand, enjoyed a far more luxurious wardrobe. Their linen was of a finer quality, often bleached to a brilliant white or dyed in vibrant hues. Men's kilts became longer and more elaborate, sometimes pleated or adorned with decorative panels. Women's calasiris were also more ornate, featuring intricate pleating, beading, and even embroidery. At the pinnacle of Egyptian society stood the pharaoh, whose clothing was a dazzling display of wealth and power. Pharaohs donned the finest linen garments, often embellished with gold thread, precious stones, and intricate embroidery. Their regalia included elaborate headdresses, jewelled collars, and even leopard skins, a symbol of their divine status. Clothing in ancient Egypt was more than just fabric and thread. It was a language of power woven into the very fabric of their society. From the humblest peasant to the mighty pharaoh, each garment told a story of social standing and the intricate web of relationships that defined life in ancient Egypt. Jewellery in ancient Egypt was more than just decorative. It held significant cultural and spiritual meaning. Both men and women adorned themselves with a variety of pieces, from rings and bracelets to necklaces and earrings. Gold was the most prized material, believed to be the flesh of the gods. Precious stones like turquoise, lapis lazuli and carnelian were commonly used, each carrying its own symbolism and protective properties. The Egyptians believed that jewelry could protect them from evil spirits and bring good fortune. Amulets, often shaped like animals or symbols, were particularly popular for their supposed magical powers. Even in death, Egyptians were buried with their jewelry, ensuring they would be well equipped in the afterlife. The craftsmanship of these pieces was exquisite, showcasing the skill and artistry of ancient Egyptian jewelers. So, in essence, jewelry in ancient Egypt was a blend of beauty, belief, and protection, deeply intertwined with their daily lives and spiritual practices. The royal attire of ancient Egypt was, well, nothing short of magnificent. Pharaohs and queens adorned themselves in the finest linens, often dyed in vibrant colours. Their garments were elaborately pleated and sometimes even embroidered with gold thread. Accessories were equally opulent. Crowns, headdresses, and an array of jewellery, including broad collars, bracelets and anklets, signified their divine status and immense wealth. These items were not just for show. They were symbols of power and protection, believed to have magical properties. Children in ancient Egypt typically wore simple clothing, often just a basic tunic or a loincloth. As they grew older, their attire became more elaborate, mirroring adult fashion. Adornments for children included small amulets and jewellery, believed to offer protection from harm and evil spirits. Interestingly, both boys and girls wore their hair in a distinctive sidelock, a style that denoted their youth. As with adults, the materials and designs of children's clothing and accessories varied according to their family's social status. Hairstyles in ancient Egypt were quite elaborate, often involving wigs made of human hair or plant fibres. Both men and women took great care in their appearance, using a variety of oils and perfumes to maintain their hair and skin. Makeup was essential, with kohl used to line the eyes, not just for beauty, but also to protect against the harsh sun. Footwear, on the other hand, was relatively simple. Most people went barefoot, but sandals made of papyrus or leather were worn by those who could afford them, especially during special occasions or ceremonies. The fashion of ancient Egypt has left an enduring legacy that continues to influence modern design. The elegance of their linen garments, the intricate jewellery and the symbolic use of colour and form have inspired countless designers over the centuries. Today, elements of Egyptian fashion can be seen in haute couture, jewellery design and even in everyday clothing. The timeless appeal of their aesthetic, rooted in both beauty and symbolism, ensures that the legacy of Egyptian fashion will never fade away. Ancient Egypt, a land of towering pyramids, enigmatic pharaohs and a rich tapestry of gods and goddesses. This ancient civilization, with its grand monuments and intricate mythology, has fascinated historians and enthusiasts alike for centuries. It is here, on the fertile banks of the Nile, that our story begins. The river, a lifeline for the people, provided the sustenance needed for agriculture and the flourishing of civilization. Legend tells of a time when the god Seth, consumed by jealousy, murdered his brother Osiris. This act of betrayal set off a chain of events that would forever change the course of Egyptian mythology. Osiris's son Horus sought to avenge his father and reclaim his rightful place as ruler. Horus, the falcon-headed god, was determined to restore balance and justice to the land. In a fierce battle with Seth, Horus lost an eye. This battle was not just a physical confrontation, but a cosmic struggle between order and chaos. From this lost eye, a single tear fell to the earth. This tear, filled with divine power and sorrow, held the essence of Horus's sacrifice and determination. This tear, imbued with the divine essence of Horus, sprouted into the first grapevine. The vine, nurtured by the gods, grew strong and bore fruit that would become a sacred elixir. Thus, wine was born, a gift from the gods to mortals. This divine beverage was believed to carry the blessings and power of the gods themselves. This captivating myth highlights the profound significance of wine in ancient Egyptian culture. It was revered not just for its taste, but for its spiritual and symbolic meanings. It was more than just a beverage. It was a symbol of life, death, and resurrection. Wine played a crucial role in rituals and ceremonies, symbolizing the eternal cycle of life and the afterlife. Wine was intricately woven into the fabric of Egyptian society, playing a pivotal role in their religious ceremonies, economic activities, and daily lives. From the grand feasts of the pharaohs to the humble gatherings of common folk, wine was a cherished part of their existence, a tribute to the enduring legacy of this ancient civilization. The cultivation of vineyards and the production of wine were sophisticated processes reflecting the ingenuity and dedication of the ancient Egyptians. They developed advanced techniques for growing grapes and fermenting wine, ensuring a steady supply of this precious liquid. Wine also played a significant role in the economy of ancient Egypt. It was traded extensively, both within the kingdom and with neighboring regions. This trade not only brought wealth but also facilitated cultural exchanges, spreading the influence of Egyptian wine far and wide. In religious rituals, wine was offered to the gods as a symbol of devotion and reverence. It was believed that the gods themselves partook in these offerings, further sanctifying the bond between the divine and the mortal realms. Festivals and celebrations often featured wine prominently, as it was a symbol of joy and abundance. These gatherings were occasions for the community to come together, share in the bounty of the land, and honor the gods who blessed them with this divine gift. The legacy of wine in ancient Egypt is preserved in their art and artifacts. From intricate depictions on tomb walls to the discovery of ancient wine jars, these remnants offer a glimpse into the cultural and spiritual significance of wine in this remarkable civilization. Today, the echoes of this ancient tradition can still be felt. The vineyards of modern-day Egypt stand as a tribute to the enduring legacy of their ancestors, who first cultivated the divine grapevine and crafted the sacred elixir that would become a symbol of life, death, and rebirth. Archaeological evidence suggests that winemaking in Egypt dates back to 3150 BCE. This ancient practice has been uncovered through the discovery of pottery shards and remnants of wine jars, providing a glimpse into the sophisticated techniques used by the Egyptians. This places it among the earliest known centers of viticulture in the world. The fertile lands along the Nile provided ideal conditions for grape cultivation, making Egypt a prominent player in the early history of winemaking. The ancient Egyptians were skilled vintners, cultivating vineyards along the Nile Delta and producing a variety of wines. These vineyards were meticulously maintained, with workers tending to the vines and ensuring a bountiful harvest each season. The importance of wine is evident in numerous historical texts and tomb paintings. These artworks and writings not only highlight the cultural significance of wine, but also provide detailed accounts of its production and consumption. Wine is frequently mentioned in hieroglyphic inscriptions, often alongside offerings to the gods. These inscriptions reveal that wine was considered a sacred beverage used in religious ceremonies and rituals to honor the deities. Elaborate scenes depict the entire winemaking process, from harvesting grapes to pressing and fermentation. These depictions show the labor-intensive methods employed by the Egyptians, highlighting their dedication to producing high-quality wine. Wine was enjoyed by people from all walks of life, from the pharaoh to the peasant. It was a symbol of social status and celebration, often consumed during feasts and special occasions. It was a staple of the Egyptian diet, consumed daily with meals. Wine accompanied a variety of dishes, enhancing the flavors and making everyday dining a more enjoyable experience. Wine was also an important trade commodity, exported to neighboring lands. The trade of wine helped to establish and strengthen Egypt's connections with other cultures and civilizations, and contributing to Egypt's economic prosperity. The wine trade played a crucial role in the economic development of ancient Egypt, providing wealth and resources that supported the growth of the civilization. The Egyptians also developed advanced methods for storing and preserving wine. Large wine cellars and storage jars were used to keep the wine fresh, ensuring that it could be enjoyed throughout the year. Wine was central to many festivals and celebrations, often used in religious ceremonies to honor the gods. These events were marked by elaborate feasts and communal gatherings where wine flowed freely. The vessels used to store and serve wine were often beautifully decorated, reflecting the importance of wine in Egyptian society. These ornate containers were crafted with great care and skill, showcasing the artistry of the ancient Egyptians. Some wine jars even featured labels and inscriptions indicating the type of wine and its origin. These markings provide valuable insights into the varieties of wine produced and the regions where they were made. The Egyptians were also connoisseurs of wine, with a keen appreciation for its quality and flavor. While wine flowed freely in ancient Egypt, another liquid held equal, if not greater, importance: oil. Just as the Nile nourished their vineyards, it also provided the raw materials for a diverse range of oils, each with unique properties and applications. These oils were not mere cooking ingredients. They were the lifeblood of ancient Egyptian society. They illuminated their homes, adorned their bodies, and played a central role in their religious ceremonies. From the humblest peasant to the mighty pharaoh, life in ancient Egypt was intricately intertwined with the versatile gifts of oil. The production of oil was a meticulous process involving the careful selection and pressing of various plants and seeds. Oils were stored in beautifully crafted jars and amphoras, and they were traded extensively both within Egypt and with neighboring regions. In daily life, oils were used for cooking, medicinal purposes, and even in beauty rituals, highlighting their multifaceted importance. Temples and religious sites often received offerings of oil, symbolizing purity and devotion, as depicted in numerous hieroglyphs and artworks. During festivals and celebrations, oil lamps would light up the night, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere that brought communities together. Truly, the story of ancient Egypt cannot be told without acknowledging the profound impact of oil on every aspect of their civilization. The ancient Egyptians were masters of extracting oils from a variety of sources. They developed sophisticated techniques to ensure the highest quality of oil. While olives were not native to Egypt, they cultivated other oil-rich plants along the Nile Valley. The fertile soil and abundant water supply made it an ideal location for growing these plants. Flax, sesame, castor beans, and moringa seeds were all prized for their oil content. Each plant had its own unique properties and uses, making them valuable commodities in ancient Egyptian society. These oils had a multitude of uses, reflecting the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the ancient Egyptians. They were stored in specially designed containers to preserve their quality and potency. They served as fuel for lamps, providing light in homes and temples. The soft, steady glow of oil lamps was essential for daily life and religious ceremonies. They were incorporated into cosmetics, perfumes, and ointments, enhancing beauty and promoting hygiene. Oils were mixed with various herbs and flowers to create luxurious and fragrant products. Oils were also indispensable in religious rituals. They were believed to have purifying and protective properties, making them essential for sacred ceremonies. They were used to anoint sacred objects, consecrate temples, and embalm the dead. The process of embalming was intricate and required large quantities of oil to preserve the body for the afterlife. Each type of oil possessed unique properties that dictated its specific uses. These oils were not just commodities, they were integral to the daily lives and spiritual practices of the ancient Egyptians. Castor oil, extracted from castor beans, was highly valued for its medicinal properties. The ancient Egyptians recognized its potent healing abilities and incorporated it into their medical practices. It was used as a laxative, an anti-inflammatory agent, and even as a labor inducer. Castor oil's versatility made it a staple in ancient Egyptian medicine, often prescribed by healers for various ailments. Sesame oil, with its pleasant aroma and long shelf life, was a staple in Egyptian kitchens. It was not only valued for its culinary uses, but also for its nutritional benefits. It was used for cooking, baking, and as a flavor enhancer. The rich, nutty flavor of sesame oil added depth to many traditional dishes, making it a favorite among ancient chefs. Sesame oil was also a key ingredient in perfumes and cosmetics. Its ability to blend well with other ingredients made it ideal for creating luxurious beauty products. Moringa oil, extracted from the seeds of the moringa tree, was prized for its moisturizing and healing properties. The ancient Egyptians used it extensively in their skincare routines. It was used to treat skin conditions, heal wounds, and protect the skin from the harsh desert sun. Moringa oil's protective qualities were essential for maintaining healthy skin in the arid climate. Moringa oil was also used in religious ceremonies, symbolizing purity and renewal. Its sacred status underscored the deep connection between the Egyptians and their natural environment, highlighting the spiritual significance of these ancient oils. The trade of these oils was a significant aspect of the ancient Egyptian economy. Markets were bustling with merchants, trading these precious oils, which were highly sought after both locally and in foreign lands. Oils were transported along the Nile and beyond, reaching distant lands through extensive trade networks. Wine and oil, two seemingly simple liquids, played a profound role in shaping ancient Egyptian culture and society. These liquids were not just for consumption, they were deeply woven into the fabric of daily life and spiritual practices. They were not merely consumables, but integral elements of their religious beliefs, economic activities, and daily lives. The use of wine and oil extended beyond the mundane, reaching into the sacred and the ceremonial. From the tears of Horus to the fertile banks of the Nile, wine and oil flowed through the veins of ancient Egypt, leaving an indelible mark on their history. Today, as we explore the ruins and artifacts of ancient Egypt, we gain a deeper understanding of how wine and oil were more than just commodities. They were symbols of life, sustenance, and divine connection, bridging the past with the present. The story of wine and oil in ancient Egypt is a testament to the civilization's enduring legacy. As the sun sets over the Nile, we are reminded of the timeless nature of these elements and their everlasting impact on history. Thutmose III, a name that would echo through the annals of history, a name synonymous with Egyptian military might and unparalleled leadership. But his path to glory was not straightforward. It was fraught with challenges and unexpected turns. He ascended the throne as a young boy, co-ruling with his stepmother Hatshepsut, who was a formidable force in her own right. She was a powerful woman, a rarity in Egyptian history, who defied conventions and took on the role of pharaoh. Hatshepsut assumed the full mantle of pharaoh, relegating Thutmose to the shadows, where he watched and learned. For 2 decades, he remained in the background, observing the intricacies of governance and power. This was his training ground, a period of intense learning and preparation. He honed his skills, waiting for his moment, mastering the art of warfare and leadership. Little did the world know a storm was brewing. Thutmose was biding his time, ready to unleash his potential. Hatshepsut's reign focused on peace and prosperity, bringing stability to the kingdom. She expanded trade and commissioned ambitious building projects, leaving a lasting legacy. Thutmose, however, yearned for the battlefield. His heart was set on military conquest and glory. He trained with the army, mastering weaponry and tactics, preparing for the day he would lead. He strategized, studied past campaigns, and dreamt of conquest, envisioning a vast empire under his rule. The young pharaoh in waiting was destined for greatness. His time would come, and when it did, the world would witness the rise of a legend. After 22 years, Hatshepsut died. Thutmose III, now a mature and experienced ruler, finally took sole control of Egypt. The lion, long dormant, was unleashed. He immediately embarked on a series of military campaigns. His goal? To restore Egypt's dominance and expand its borders. Thutmose was a brilliant military strategist. He was also a ruthless and efficient leader. His first target was the rebellious kingdom of Kadesh. This powerful city-state in Syria challenged Egyptian authority. Thutmose would make an example of them. He led his army north, crushing all resistance in his path. The young pharaoh was eager to prove himself. He would show the world the true might of Egypt. The Battle of Megiddo, fought in 1457 BC, would define Thutmose III's reign. This battle is often considered one of the earliest recorded military engagements in history. The walled city of Megiddo was a strategic stronghold. Its location was crucial, as it sat at the crossroads of several important trade routes. It controlled vital trade routes, making it a coveted prize for any ruler seeking to dominate the region. The king of Kadesh rallied his allies, amassing a formidable force within Megiddo's walls. This coalition of Canaanite kings posed a significant threat to Egyptian dominance. Thutmose, however, would outmaneuver them with his keen strategic mind and bold tactics. He faced three possible routes to reach Megiddo, each fraught with danger and potential ambushes. Thutmose, a risk-taker, chose the most perilous path, a narrow pass through the Aruna Mountains. This decision was both daring and unexpected. This unexpected move caught the enemy off guard, as they had not anticipated an approach from such a treacherous route. Thutmose's army emerged behind enemy lines, surprising the Canaanite forces and gaining a significant tactical advantage. The Egyptians, inspired by their king's audacity and leadership, fought with unmatched ferocity and determination. The Battle of Megiddo was a decisive victory for Thutmose III. This triumph not only secured his reign, but also expanded Egypt's influence in the region. It cemented his reputation as a brilliant military strategist and a fearless leader, whose legacy would be remembered for centuries. Megiddo was only the beginning. Over the next 2 decades, Thutmose III launched 17 military campaigns. He marched his armies across the ancient Near East. He subdued Nubia to the south, extending Egyptian control deep into Africa. He then turned his attention east. He conquered Syria, shattered the Mitanni kingdom, and pushed the boundaries of his empire to the Euphrates River. Thutmose was not just a conqueror, he was also a shrewd administrator. He established governorships in conquered territories. He implemented efficient systems of tribute collection. These strategies ensured the flow of wealth and resources back to Egypt. Thutmose III's reign marked the zenith of Egyptian power. Thutmose III's campaigns brought immense wealth to Egypt. Gold, silver, precious stones, and exotic animals flowed into the royal coffers. He used this wealth to embellish temples, construct monuments, and patronize the arts. But his strategy went beyond plunder. He took the children of conquered rulers as hostages. These royal hostages were brought to Egypt and given an Egyptian education. They learned the Egyptian language, culture, and administration. This ingenious tactic served 2 purposes. It ensured the loyalty of vassal states. It also created a class of foreign officials sympathetic to Egypt. They would later govern their homelands, effectively extending Egyptian influence. Thutmose III was a prolific builder. He commissioned magnificent temples, towering obelisks, and colossal statues. He expanded the temple complex at Karnak, adding the impressive Akhmenu, a grand festival hall dedicated to his achievements. He erected obelisks throughout Egypt, inscribed with accounts of his victories. He wanted his legacy to last forever. Some of these obelisks still stand today. They serve as a reminder of his power and ambition. One such obelisk, later transported to Rome, now graces St. Peter's Square at the Vatican. Thutmose's architectural projects were not merely displays of power, they were also essential economic drivers. They provided employment for thousands of workers, stimulating the Egyptian economy. Unlike many rulers, Thutmose III did not shy away from the truth. He inscribed the walls of his monuments with detailed accounts of his campaigns. These inscriptions, known as the Annals of Thutmose III, provide valuable insights into his reign. They describe his military strategies, the ferocity of the battles, and the vast booty he collected. They also reveal his personality, a determined, ambitious, and deeply religious ruler. The Annals are not mere propaganda. They are honest accounts of a remarkable reign. They are a testament to Thutmose III's desire to preserve his legacy for eternity. Thutmose III was not just a warrior king, he was also a skilled administrator. He reformed the Egyptian bureaucracy, making it more efficient. He standardized weights and measures, facilitating trade. He invested in irrigation projects, increasing agricultural output. He patronized the arts and sciences, leading to a flourishing of culture and learning. Thutmose's reign wasn't solely defined by conquest. It was a period of peace and prosperity. His administrative reforms had a lasting impact on Egypt. They ensured stability and economic growth for generations to come. After over 3 decades of rule, Thutmose III died in 1425 BC. He left behind a vast and stable empire. He was laid to rest in the Valley of the Kings, surrounded by the splendor befitting his status. His son Amenhotep II inherited a prosperous and powerful kingdom. Thutmose's legacy, however, extended far beyond his bloodline. He was remembered as the epitome of the warrior pharaoh, a ruler who expanded Egypt's borders and filled its coffers. His name resonated through the ages, a byword for military genius and administrative acumen. The Nile, the lifeblood of Africa, flows through a land of ancient wonders. Along this journey, it encounters Nubia, a land as rich and enigmatic as the river itself. Nubia, nestled in modern-day Sudan and southern Egypt, was a land of strategic importance. It was a gateway between the Mediterranean world and the heart of Africa. Nubia's significance was not lost on the ancient Egyptians. They called it Tarseti, the land of the bow, in recognition of the famed Nubian archers. These skilled warriors were highly sought after in Egyptian armies. Gold, ivory, ebony, and exotic animals flowed from the heart of Africa, through Nubia and into Egypt. The Egyptians, recognizing this, sought to control Nubia, leading to centuries of complex interactions. The story of Nubia and Egypt is one of conflict and cooperation, of cultural exchange and intertwined destinies. Nubia was a land of abundance, blessed with resources coveted by its northern neighbor, Egypt. Gold, shimmering and precious, was perhaps the most sought-after treasure. Nubia's gold mines, located deep within its mountainous terrain, became a source of fascination and desire for the Egyptians. Beyond gold, Nubia was a land of exotic wonders. Ebony, a dark, fine-grained wood, was prized for its beauty and durability. Ivory from the tusks of elephants was carved into exquisite ornaments and works of art. Animal skins, precious stones, and aromatic resins all flowed north from Nubia, enriching the Egyptian economy and culture. Trade routes, traversing the Nile and crossing the desert, connected Nubia and Egypt. Caravans laden with goods carried not just material wealth, but also ideas and cultural practices. This interaction, driven by economic necessity and fueled by the Nile's bounty, laid the foundation for a relationship that would endure for millennia. The relationship between Nubia and Egypt was not always harmonious. The allure of Nubia's riches, coupled with its strategic importance, often led to conflict. Egyptian pharaohs, eager to secure their borders and control the flow of valuable resources, launched military campaigns into Nubia. Despite the conflicts, periods of peaceful coexistence and cooperation punctuated the tumultuous history. Trade flourished during these times of peace, with both civilizations benefiting from the exchange of goods and ideas. Nubian rulers, eager to secure their own power and legitimacy, sometimes sought alliances with the Egyptian pharaohs. Royal marriages, a common diplomatic tool in the ancient world, cemented these alliances and fostered cultural exchange. Nubian princesses, renowned for their beauty and grace, were welcomed into the Egyptian royal court. Similarly, Egyptian scribes, artisans and officials traveled south to Nubia, spreading Egyptian ideas and technologies. The two civilizations, though often at odds, were bound by the shared waters of the Nile and the intricate tapestry of human interaction. The interactions between Nubia and Egypt extended far beyond the battlefield and the marketplace. Nubians, drawn by opportunity or brought as captives of war, became an integral part of Egyptian society. Their skills as archers, warriors and administrators were highly valued, and many rose to positions of prominence within the Egyptian hierarchy. Nubian archers, renowned for their accuracy and discipline, were a common sight in Egyptian armies. Beyond the military, Nubians excelled in administration and governance. Egyptian records mention Nubian scribes, officials and even governors who managed Egyptian provinces. These individuals, often highly educated and multilingual, navigated the complexities of Egyptian bureaucracy and contributed to the efficient running of the empire. Nubian artisans, musicians, dancers and laborers contributed to the vibrancy of Egyptian culture. Their presence is evident in Egyptian art, where Nubian features, hairstyles and clothing styles are often depicted. The adoption of Nubian cultural elements highlights the dynamic nature of Egyptian society and its ability to absorb and adapt to foreign influences. The rise of Kush, a Nubian kingdom's ascent. Around the 8th century BCE, a powerful kingdom emerged in Nubia, centered at the city of Napata. This kingdom, known as Kush, would challenge Egyptian dominance and eventually rule over the land of the pharaohs. The Kushites, deeply influenced by Egyptian culture, adopted many of its customs and beliefs. They worshipped Egyptian gods, built pyramids and temples in the Egyptian style, and even adopted hieroglyphic writing. However, they also retained their own distinct traditions, language, and artistic styles. Kushite kings, powerful rulers who commanded vast armies, presented themselves as the legitimate heirs of the pharaohs. The rise of Kush marked a turning point in the relationship between Nubia and Egypt. Their armies, led by skilled warriors and equipped with advanced weaponry, pushed northwards, capturing Egyptian cities and defeating Egyptian armies. The Kushite kings, now rulers of both Nubia and Egypt, ushered in an era of renaissance, reviving Egyptian traditions and leaving an indelible mark on Egyptian art, religion, and architecture. The 25th dynasty, established by the Kushite king Paya around 747 BCE, marked a significant moment in Egyptian history. For the first time, a dynasty of Nubian origin ruled over the land of the pharaohs. These black pharaohs left a lasting impact on Egyptian culture, religion, and architecture. They revitalized Egyptian traditions, ushering in a period of artistic and religious renewal. The Kushite pharaohs were devout patrons of the Egyptian god Amun, restoring temples and monuments dedicated to him. They embraced traditional Egyptian artistic conventions, commissioning colossal statues and intricate reliefs. They also introduced elements of their own Kushite heritage, blending Egyptian motifs with Nubian styles. The story of Nubia and Egypt is not simply a tale of two separate civilizations. It is a testament to the power of cultural exchange, the blurring of boundaries, and the creation of a shared heritage. Over centuries of interaction, Nubian and Egyptian cultures intertwined, each influencing and enriching the other. While Nubia adopted Egyptian religious beliefs, artistic styles, and even language, Egypt was equally open to Nubian influences. Nubian music, dance, and fashion found their way into the Egyptian court and society. Nubian gods and goddesses were incorporated into the Egyptian pantheon. The Egyptian language itself borrowed words and phrases from Nubian languages, a testament to the close interaction between the two peoples. This cultural fusion is evident in the archaeological record, in the art, architecture, and artifacts that have survived the sands of time. Temples in Nubia, built by Kushite pharaohs, feature a unique blend of Egyptian and Nubian artistic styles. This intertwining of cultures created a vibrant and dynamic civilization along the Nile Valley. Nubia, though often overshadowed by its more famous neighbour, played a pivotal role in shaping the course of history. Its contributions to world civilization, often overlooked or downplayed, are finally being recognized and celebrated. From its strategic importance as a crossroads of trade to its cultural innovations, Nubia left an indelible mark on the ancient world. Nubia's gold, ebony and ivory enriched the economies of ancient civilizations. Its warriors, renowned for their skills as archers, served in armies across the ancient Near East. Its kings, the Black Pharaohs, ruled over Egypt, leaving a lasting legacy on its art, religion and architecture. Nubia's impact extends beyond its material and political contributions. It was a center of innovation, developing its own unique alphabet, known as Meroitic script, which remains partially undeciphered. Its artisans created stunning works of art, blending Egyptian motifs with their own distinct styles. Nubia's story is a reminder that history is not written solely by the victors. For centuries, the story of Nubia remained hidden beneath the sands of time. Its monuments and cities lay buried, overshadowed by ancient Egypt. Recently, archaeologists and historians have begun to unearth the secrets of this forgotten civilization. New discoveries challenge our understanding of Nubian history and culture. Excavations at Kerma, Napata and Meroe reveal Nubia's social structure and artistic achievements. The decipherment of Meroitic script is unlocking Nubian language and literature. Studying Nubia is about recognizing its contributions to world history and celebrating its unique identity. As we unearth Nubia's treasures, we see history as a dynamic and evolving narrative.